ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mikey Report for December 20th, 2010. I'm Mikey Edwards, glad you can be with us. Don't worry, this is not, you do not have to adjust your computer screens. This is the actual color. And by the way, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to all of you. And don't worry, this will not be the traditional format either. Our new format will be debuting next semester, well, in January, probably around this time of the month. We have some guests lined up, and we're still lining up guests for our debuts, so our debut week or weeks, and once we get back, so stick around for that. But first, let's get to news. We have one big local story to really report on, and that is in Scranton, Pennsylvania. At about 2:30 this afternoon, a fire happened at St. Peter's Cathedral. It has currently been rolled in arson, though. Church on Wyoming Avenue sustained smoke and water damage from the fire intentionally set near the confessionals. Church was built in the late 1860s and has served as the headquarters for the Scranton Diocese since. It's closed to the public for the remainder of the day and will also be closed Tuesday for cleaning. Church hopes to resume its normal mass schedule Wednesday morning, and hopefully be back up for this Christmas week. Some more news out of the local area, and pretty much well, this isn't just local, it's national. Post offices are readying for the holiday rush. Today's the deadline to ensure Christmas delivery for first class and priority mail, with things like Christmas cards and letters to Santa topping most people's lists. We have a lot going on this year. We've got 2 kids and a lot of Christmas shopping, according to a guy from this area, actually, Mount Cobb. Candace Shoemaker playing, well, a couple other people are pretty much getting ready. Post offices bring around an extra 30 employees and supervisors going around and double, triple checking everything. So make sure you get your Christmas shopping done. And in Ransom Township, also Lackawanna County, the Cascade Tissue Plant is up and running despite the overnight fire at 1:30 Sunday morning. It makes tissue products. Fire broke out, triggering it was a second alarm fire. Finished the firefight and cleanup around 3 a.m. No one was hurt in that fire. In national news, a Amazon pedophilia author has been arrested. The self-published book removed from the Kindle store of Amazon after it generated online outrage. Out of St. Pete, Florida, Philip Ray Graves II, hundreds of miles away from Florida at his home in Pueblo, Colorado, charged him with violating Florida's obscenity law. Grady Judd, the Polk sheriff, said his office was able to arrest Graves on the Florida charges because he sold and mailed his book, Pedophile's Guide to Love and Pleasure, a Child Lover's Code of Conduct, directly to undercover deputies. So that is so we'll have more on that. Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed, but restrictions remain on gay troops serving openly. They'll remain on the books. right now. So, more on that later. Russia warns the U.S. not to change its nuclear pact. The foreign minister says it cannot be opened up and become the subject of new negotiations. Russia warned lawmakers today that any changes to the Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty signed by Obama and Dmitry Medvedev in April could kill the pact. So it's definitely a big story. We want to try to keep the pact in that front. Before I get into the stocks, I want to we have another story about the oil and energy market. America's going to start using less gas for good. Fuel efficiency and demographic trends mean use likely peaked in 2006. World's biggest gas-guzzling nation has limits after all. After 7 decades of mostly uninterrupted growth, U.S. gas demand is at the start of a long-term decline. By 2030, Americans will burn at least 20% less gas than today, experts say, even as millions of more cars clog the roads, because we're getting more energy efficient. County thirst for gas is shrinking as cars and trucks become more fuel efficient. Government mandates the use of more ethanol and people drive less. Carpool. Combination of demographic change and policy change means the heady days of gasoline, or heady days, whichever, of gas growing in the U.S. are over, according to IHS Cambridge Energy Research Associates and a Pulitzer Prize-winning author on the history of the oil industry. So, probably upsets oil moguls, ExxonMobil, such. But that's the only good news that we got out of the economy, as stocks get the case of the holiday blahs, as they end up a little fruitcaked. Dow was down 13 3/4 points to 11,478. Nasdaq Composite up 6.5 to 2649.5. S&P 500 up 3 and change to 1247. AT&T fell 0.2% after the company said it would buy $1.92 billion worth of broadcast spectrum from Qualcomm to ramp up its high-speed cell phone network. American Express led the Dow lower. It fell 4% after a Stifel Nicholas analyst downgraded the company. Medtronic rose 1.4%. Boeing fell 2.8%, even as the company said it was increasing production rate for its 777 aircraft, again in response to strong demand. So, there you go. And now let's get to weather, where it is frigid here on the eastern half of Pennsylvania, but yet warm and rainy down in Honolulu, Hawaii. As we take a look at current conditions right now, there's a flash flood watch in effect for Hawaii. Oh, by the way, total lunar eclipse tonight, as we go into the solstice. which is this is the first time it's happened in over 450 years. We got a light snow shower right now here in the Mount Cobb area. Feels like 14 outside. 25 degrees right now. Just a coating that we got on the ground. Partly cloudy tonight. Low was 16. Tomorrow we're looking at partly cloudy, 27 degrees. As we look at our high temperature was 27 today. 34 for the average as we end up going to our 10-day forecast 7-day forecast going into our Christmas weekend. Phoenixville had a high temperature of 36 degrees, feeling like 25 right now at a 33 degree temp, under mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow 35 degrees projected for the high, 22 for the low tonight, and tomorrow night no precipitation really in the forecast. And Honolulu, they've been having rain, and rain. Still, well, it's only a forecast. It's a 78 degree forecasted, 81 for the high, well, average. 75 right now, feeling like 79 with that light rain in Honolulu, Hawaii. But as we look at the 10 days for each, we're looking at, 7 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're looking at partly mostly cloudy skies. This is in Mount Cobb Lake Ariel, Scranton area. 27 to 30 degrees. Cloudy on Saturday. Sunday is when they're expecting snow shower, but local forecasters have been saying it's probably going to track closer to us, where we might have a white Christmas, with some snow for Christmas on Saturday. 22 degrees on Sunday. Monday, partly cloudy, 25 degrees. We got 35 on Tuesday, 37 Wednesday, 35 Thursday, 35 Friday, snow shower possible on Christmas, 33. And Sunday as well, 29. And partly cloudy on Monday the 27th, 31 degrees. And in Honolulu, 78, 80, 79, 79, 79, 80, 80, and 80. The only day that's really only supposed to be majorly clear is Monday. The rest of the week has at least a 30% chance of scattered showers in the forecast. We'll be right back with sports right after this here on the Mikey Report.